Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? I have so many things to blab about today with you. Good morning, Linda McGee. How are you? So many things. Whoops, almost lost our light. Good morning, Keels. How are you today? So nice to see everyone. So nice. If you're here, be sure to say hi so I know that who's here, and I want to give you a little shout out. Good morning, Sue. How are you today? So let's see, what was the other thing? Okay, so if you are brand new here, please follow and like and Corbiere-Scott Designs. Subscribe to my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I would greatly appreciate that. And then be sure to ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. That's where, in that private group, that's where things like today, like the art printable for today, is available in that group. You can only post a file in a group on Facebook, and so be sure to join. Ask if you're not already a member, be sure to ask to join that Facebook group. I do have the printable for today's project also on my website. My keyboard wasn't cooperating this morning. I don't know what was the problem. Jeff did something last night on my computer, and you know what? Whatever. But he fixed it this morning, so yay. He is home from Vegas. He had a good time with his friends. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Hey, everybody, be sure to wish Miss Catherine Daly a happy birthday. Today is her birthday. You take Cookie to the agility field. Interesting. The only agility that Solomon has is going up and down the stairs and then talking smack to the neighbor dogs, gets himself all worked up, and then he jumps in the pool. So happiest birthday, Catherine. Okay, so lots of things to talk about today. Lots to unpack. I wanted to share the Valentine I created for Jeff yesterday. And it is not my original idea, but I want to share with you what I created because it was super simple, and you have this stuff. You have this stuff at your house. So I follow a fellow artist, and her name is Amanda Evanston, and she has all kinds of cool stuff on her website. She has like a membership, like an annual membership that I believe is open today. She only opens it up a couple of times during the year. And I think today is the day. So be sure to check her out, Amanda Evanston. She's a fellow Midwest girl. Anyway, she created a piece of artwork like this by using a heart punch and some art papers that she had created. I created Jeff's with my underpaper. So here's what she did. She punched out, and I'm using my 400-year-old Creative Memories heart punch. But anyway, because they last like champs, I punched out hearts out of my underpaper, and it was cool because they were so like random and Oh my gosh, so fun. Anyway, because it was like the colors were, I wanted it to be just this. I wanted it to be all different colors and patterns and paint and ink and everything. And that's exactly what I got. So because my because my underpaper was newsprint, it was quite flimsy. So then I also punched hearts out of white cardstock, and then glued those onto the white cardstock so it had some sturdiness. And then I popped each heart up on with foam tape, and then created my layout. I signed my work, and then I had some extra little bits and pieces, and so I created a matching card. Shut up. So I used the smaller punch and repeated the same process. You can see they're popped, right? And then I have this giant date stamp from Studio Calico, and so I stamped the date on the bottom of the card, and I just, stop it. So I just want you to know, like, so she had a little video out that she did for this project on her Facebook page. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out all the artists, because you'll find inspiration everywhere. But here's the thing. Always give the other artist credit. Always give the other artist credit. Please don't ever claim it as your own. So anyway, because that's just not cool. Anyway, there you go. That's the first thing I wanted to share with you. The next thing I want to share with you is my my Super Bowl printable. I still have a couple of things that I want to add to it. I start out just writing on my printable, then I start to make notes because I want to kind of artistically interpret it. Do you know what I mean? Like I have like, ooh, maybe I'll do it this way or that way. So I just make myself a little list. Like for lunch that day, I had Carmen's refried beans. If you know Carmen, then you know she makes the best refried beans in the whole wide world. I had taken some eggs I had gotten at a farm for her. I had taken her some eggs, and so she reached in her freezer and pulled out a little container of refried beans. And I love her. That's what I usually get for my birthday from her, is some refried beans. Anyway, so that was like the perfect snack, right? So I had chips and refried beans for my snack that day. Anyway, I will just continue to fiddle with this, and then I will put it in my art journal, because it's just another version of art journaling, right? Okay, that. I got a couple of birthday cards in the mail already, and so I wanted to be sure to share those with you. So I got this package in yesterday's mail. So this came from our very own Catherine Omna, and she sent this card and this card that she had created with the which fodder was this? It was the January fodder. How come I can't remember the name of my own printable? Anyway, I will look that up. Keely, what's this fodder? What's this? What's this printable? It's the one with the half Lucinda flowers. Oh my gosh. Anyway, she had created this, and I loved it because it was unusual. Right? Look at the subtle colors that she used. It's just beautiful, right? So I had asked her if I could use it on my social media, and she sent it to me. Shut up! How cute is that? And she created this cute little, look at this cute movies I have watched little notebook. How cool is that? And look at this artsy goodness right here and right here. Here's another piece from that printable. I just love it. So that was super fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Catherine. And then I got this birthday card from one of my team members, Miss Michelle Houghton, who's the Copic Queen. Anyway, look at this. This is from the Anne Marie art printable. And I look at, so she watercolored this, I believe. It might be Copics. You know what? It might be Copics. But anyway, so thank you. Card candy too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Keely. So each pan of paint is solid, right? But then she's splattered that color around each pan. How cute is that? I am just madly in love with that. I've been looking at it, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. This must be Copics. Because I can see her little, her techniques here. Okay, that's that. And then, oh, I need to take a drink. I need to be more consistent with drinking because I thought this whole cold thing was gone. But alas, it reared its ugly head again. It's certainly not as bad as it was, but it's still kind of hanging around. So I just need to keep my throat moist. Okay, so the 100-day project started on Sunday. On Sunday, the 13th. And so I was thinking what I wanted to create. And then, how I wanted to challenge myself. And I'm going to challenge myself to art journal just for myself. Not for an assignment, just for the pleasure of art journaling. And so I bought this sketch planner. This is a super cool company. So I got this sketch planner binder, and inside it has a D-ring, and it has dot grid paper, it has craft paper, and it has some really nice white cardstock. So I told myself I was going to do 100 pages in this book. I haven't done any yet, but I will get started on that today. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So Sketch Planner, be sure to check them out. They're super, super cool. Okay, so let's get started with Grant Woods, shall we? So I drew this sketchy version of American Gothic because I wanted to, I have this big idea in mind. Always full of the big ideas, you know. So Grant Wood, let's talk about him. So he was an American artist who was born and raised in, Iowa. And this is him. I hope that you can see. He was born on February 13th. So the whole reason we are studying him today is because his birthday was Sunday. And I thought, oh, what a perfect, how timely, you know? Okay, so he was born February 13th, 1891, and died February 12th, 1942. So you can see he did not have a very long life, but he created a lot of super cool art within that time. So the kind of art that he created was called regionalism. So we'll go, let's see, we will talk, so I'm going to show you some of his most famous painting is obviously American Gothic. And so let's talk about American Gothic. So that's the sketch that I drew today but we're not going to be creating it in this exact way. But I do want you to notice a few things about American Gothic. So we've talked before about repetition being part of art, like and then color and, you know, all the things that we've talked about before. So I want you to look at American Gothic closely and notice that there's a major repetition pattern within this painting. So you'll notice that Wood took, I mean, this is all a conglomeration of different things, right? This was his dentist who posed for the farmer, and the farmer's daughter is actually his sister. She didn't want to be known as the farmer's wife because the dentist was so much older than her. So it's the farmer's daughter. Anyway, but he wanted to portray people that he knew and admired, right? So you'll notice that he chose the building behind them is built in a style called Gothic. Let me see. Gothic Revival. And you'll notice that this window is a medieval pointed arch window, right? Do you see it? But then you'll also notice that the pitchfork repeats that same pattern, right, as the window. And the pocket on his bib overalls repeats it too. So just be aware of little subtle nods that artists include in their works, right? So this is his most famous work, certainly, and it is one of the most famous paintings in American art. It's been borrowed and satirized endlessly. You'll see The Simpsons as the American Gothic couple. You'll see seriously, name a couple and you'll see them represented as the American Gothic couple. The inspiration, let's see. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about Grant Wood. So I'm going to show you some of his other work. Uh-oh, what did I do? Don't I always do this? Yes. I want to make it big and look what happens. Okay, I'm just going to start talking while I try to figure this part out. Okay, so he liked to paint pictures of rural American countrysides as he remembered them growing up. Because remember I told you that he grew up, he was born and raised in Iowa. He would sometimes show farms and farmers because he grew up on a farm. Let's see. But he really liked to paint landscapes. And so I want to share with you some of his other landscapes. Well, I'm just going to have to look them up. Honest to Pete. Grant Wood's paintings. Okay, so this one, here we go. So notice in this painting, and I don't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but notice that he really he really plays up distance and space and how each section of land contains different lines, colors, and textures, right? So this was, he had many, many works that were perspective kinds of paintings. He started painting at an extremely young age and then painted all the way to his death, which is fascinating. Let's see. After high school, let me find another. There we go. Young Corn. There's another version of, you see the layers, and this one's a better version, I think. There we go. I hope that you can see the dimension and the perspective and how each section is represented by a different pattern and a different texture, right? So what my thought was is I will keep showing you these and I'll keep blabbing about Grant Wood, but what my thought was, we can take this American Gothic, right? And I asked you to just print it on copy paper, because copy paper on copy paper, because there's the same weight, that's really going to, they're going to play well together, right? So what I thought we could do as a nod to Mr. Wood is we could take the American Gothic couple and the building, but paint it like a field, right? So here's my thought process. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna put this on my Amazon Artsy Arsenal. So this is a Unistyle, I think it's free. Anyway, it will, this pen, I swear, where do you see this pen? This pen has 3 cartridges. Look at, mechanical pencil, a black and blue ink, and a black ink. Seriously. So you can carry in your bag this pen and you can play with all manner of things. My friend James Luke Burke posted it on his, I don't know, some video that I watched of his, and I ordered it. Oh my gosh. It's the coolest. It's the coolest, coolest, coolest. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to create right on here, and then I'll cut it out and then adhere this page into my art journal, right? So I'm just going to do some rolling hills, right? So now I'm going to take my, I think I'm going to work in colored pencils, and I'm going to start to fill each of these sections with some color and pattern. You could use watercolors and then colored pencils. You could, whatever, you know, whatever you have in your artsy arsenal that you, you're feeling this morning. I was thinking maybe watercolors and then colored pencils. I don't know. So let's see. Let's maybe just, I think I have some water in this. So I think I'm gonna do this, maybe up that green. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Naomi. So happy to see you here. So I think I'm going to just start this first layer with green. I'm going to fill in this layer with green, and then I'll come back in and do some colored pencil work, right? I just thought that it was a cool way to... Hi, Karen. How are you? To pay homage to Mr. Grant Wood, who was just in his 51 years. I think he was one day shy of his 51st birthday, which is quite young. Anyway, he sadly died of pancreatic cancer, which is awful. I've lost other friends to pancreatic cancer, and it's no joke. It's awful. It's just awful. Anywho, so let's... Here we go. There's my first layer. So once that is dry, I will I will add some texture and design to it with my colored pencils. Like I said, drink your water. I think I'm gonna get my big paints out to do my next layer. So let me tell you a little bit more about Mr. Wood. So after high school, he enrolled in the Handicraft Guild, which is an art school run exclusively by women in Minneapolis in 1910. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that was like? Right? I mean, come on. Crazy. Let's get some of that in there. Anyway, so he enrolled in the guild, and and that guild is now a prominent art collective in the city of Minneapolis. Which I found fascinating. And so I told you he went to school. He went to school there in 1910. He went back in 1930, and that's where he painted American Gothic, which I thought was cool too, right? I love this green. He returned to Iowa and taught in a one-room schoolhouse. And I believe he, and then in 1913, he enrolled in the School of Art of the Art Institute of Chicago. He was greatly, so he was kind of on the heels of the Impressionist movement, but he was greatly influenced by the art of a Flemish artist named Jan van Eyck. But Jan van Eyck was like a 15th century artist. Let's see. He founded the Stone City Art Colony to help artists get through the Great Depression. That Grant Wood, he was something, wasn't he? He taught painting at the University of Iowa's School of Art. Okay, so here's something else. You know I'm all about layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. So I was looking for a quote from him, and he had a couple that really spoke to me. One was, I had to go to Paris to learn to appreciate Iowa, which I thought was lovely. And another was about sorry, can't talk and paint at the same time, I guess. I know that I want blue, blue, but I don't know what I want right here in the center. Kind of thinking about that for a second. Sorry, I'm just looking it up again. Okay. All the good ideas I ever had came to me while I was milking a cow. I thought that was cute. And you can do anything with beer that you can do with wine. Beer is great for basting and marinating fish and meat. Funny. And then what was the Paris one? Oh, I think I told you that one already, yeah. But the one that I really, kind of, I had to go to France to appreciate Iowa. Yeah, I told you that one. But the one that I really, very Midwest. And so you can see why he totally spoke to me as a Midwest girl, a proud Midwest girl. So but the quote that really spoke to me was this, and somehow I want to incorporate it in our artist study today. Technique does not constitute art, nor is it a vague, fuzzy, romantic quality known as beauty, remote from the realities of everyday life. It is the depth and intensity of an artist's experience that are the first importance in art. Come on. How brilliant is that? So, somehow I want to incorporate that quote within my artist study. So, I hope that you're painting along with me. Is everyone painting along with me? I hope. Hey, Sharon. Hi, Molly. How are you all? I hope everyone is painting along and having yourselves a time. Okay, I found my deeper blue, or my lighter blue. I know I want that. For my tippity-toppity, right here. And you know, paint on, watercolor on, hi Cam, watercolor on copy paper is always a crapshoot, right? But we have so many other things going on. And I just want that watery wash of color. Down. And then I'm going to do some pencil work on top of that. And then I somehow want to incorporate my quote, right? So And all this to say that you can, you know, you don't need, we're just doing this on copy paper today. I don't want anybody to ever feel like it has to be something unattainable. You know what I mean? If you don't, oh, this is a pretty blue. It can be just whatever you have, right? Look at that pretty blue. Here's the thing about, copy paper though. You can't move the color very much. Once it's down, it's down. So I have this dark spot that I just kind of have to work around. So I just want to get my wash of blue down first. And while I'm putting the rest of this color down, I will think about how I can do something about that. Got overzealous, I think. Oh, so score tape, Sue. I think you can see right here. It's just strips of score tape all the way, like strip after strip after strip, and then the rest of them are all peeled up and the paints are stuck to them. But this piece, because I didn't have anything right there, I just left the top, you know, strip that you peel off on top. And that idea did not come from me. That came from my very organized friend, Tessa. Okay. Like I said, gotta figure that out. How I'm going to... This one I don't believe will be done within our hour-long class, since we're at almost 40 minutes. How did that happen? Time just goes too fast, doesn't it? But Cam, it is, I'm telling you, so my friend Tessa is super organized. I am not. But I have all kinds of watercolors, right? I had all kinds of palettes from Prima Marketing. I think they're called Art Philosophy now. Anyway, but I wasn't using them. I wasn't using them as I should. And so Tess and I had many discussions about how can we, because she had the same dilemma. How can we utilize all of these paints that we have? We keep using the same colors over and over, right? And so what we decided was we went on Amazon and found a palette. And you do have to pop the tray out of this side. And I think the palette was like 20 bucks. You can pop the tray out and then Tessa created this amazing swatch chart that's in the file section of my private Facebook group. Oh, shut it, Tam. Good thinking. Good thinking. Could you tell I was hemming and hawing about that? Because it could be wheat or corn, because, you know, Iowa. So let's see. Maybe this one. Oh, maybe I could mix a color. You know, I love me some mixed colors. So I'm going to take this color. You made, did you, so you put, you made like kind of a yellowy brown calf. Okay, get some of this yellow and mix it with that. And then let's water that down. Let's get some more of this one. I love this palette because look at how enormous it is, right? And then, so you have this big palette that you can do some color mixing. I love that. Hey, Aunt Mer. Tomorrow is Aunt Mer's birthday. She and I are both February girls. Today is Catherine's birthday, Aunt Mer. So we are painting American Gothic today, but we are combining his most famous painting, American Gothic, but also his style of painting, which was called regionalism. So obviously you can tell that his regionalism is a nod to his farm roots, right? Midwest life. A sad thing about Grant Woods is that he was a closeted homosexual. Because can you imagine during that time? It must have been so hard to live that way, you know, to live in a world that wasn't accepting. So he married a woman who was 7 years his senior. And, there we go. Let's wipe that out. And, until her death, I believe. I mean, it was pretty tragic circumstances. So now I'm going to dry this. But remember, I really want to include that quote in my in my artist study. I just really want that to play a part of my tribute to him. And like I said, that he died so young. His father died young too, and I couldn't find anything that talked about what his father died of, but his mother was widowed quite young. Sorry. Take a drink. I want this to be nice and dry so I can start with my colored pencils, because I kind of have some ideas. So think about your mark making. Go back to your mark making catalog and think about creative ways that you can add some texture and dimension to your painting, but with tone on tone. So I would really like to include the quote, but I also want to include the words American Gothic, maybe his name, Grant Wood, and regionalism. Somehow I want that represented in my Good morning, Jan. She's another Midwest girl. So Jan, we are paying tribute to Grant Wood, the painter, the American painter of American Gothic. So I'm going to start. So my lime peel, you know, that's one of my favorites. So we are combining two of his well, many of his works, I should say. So we have a sketchy drawing that I drew of American Gothic, but then we feel he did a lot of perspective drawing and a lot of, he really was proud of his Midwestern roots and his farm roots, right? So I'm just going to do some, I don't know, some V's or something. Fill this section with some V's. That's just kind of what came to me. You can do whatever makes you happy. Then, obviously, we're going to have to cut it down to add it to our art journal. But I tried to space the artwork enough in the center that whatever size book you have, you can make that work for you. And if you're bothered by the wrinkly pages, you can absolutely set it under some books for a couple days to flatten everything out before adhering it into your art journal. Another thing you can do is that you can actually iron it. Just put it, I like to put a piece of copy paper underneath and copy paper on top and then run a warm iron over it until desired flatness appears. So there is this style of lettering where you fill in the space, you know, with your lettering. Lots of artists do that. And so, and lots of artists call it all different things. So just know that there's no one name for it or one style. But I'm feeling like I really would like to implement some of that in my lettering, because I really want to play up my rolling fields and just that vibe, you know, that swooping. If you've ever lived in farm country or observed farm country, you get it. It's just beautiful. If you've ever flown over a farm where you see it's like a patchwork of beautiful greenery, I love that. So I'm just working on my V's. But then another thing as I'm pondering, you know how we, Kath, I was just showing your beautiful card that arrived. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It just warms the cockles of my heart because it's my childhood, you know? It's so nostalgic for me. But another thing, because remember we had talked about the repetition of the three-pronged pitchfork, also in his bib overalls, also in the windows. I want to go in and really kind of make sure that that is highlighted. So I'm going to color that in. I'm just really feeling like I want to pay tribute to that in a subtle way. It is said that he chose a pitchfork to symbolize hard work, the hard-working life of a farmer. So I feel like that, by just playing that up just a little bit, find something kind of limeish greenish, spring green, there you go. There we go. Perfect. I need to finish these. So don't forget, so we will have Pop-In Paint Party again on Thursday. Oh, Vicky, that's lovely. That's lovely. I know, when the flowers bow their heads, that's so beautiful, isn't it? Right now it is, I live in the desert, and it is desert daisy season. And so all of those desert daisies close their eyes at night, and then they open back up. Oh, Michelle, did you really? Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri. Beautiful farm country. Beautiful farm country. What was I just saying? Oh, it was a good one, wasn't it? It'll come back to me. Give me a sec. Oh, Desert Daisies. Was that it? I don't know. Anyway, I just really want to work on highlighting repetition. Oh, Tam. Well, I will be in Puerto Rico during that time, but you'll be here for a little while. And we'll be able to make art. So I'm thinking about what I want to fill this with. And I'm feeling like I want to do, something is telling me to do, oh, goldenrod, that's a pretty color. Oh, then I see many days of artsy goodness. I do. Okay, I'm feeling this. I know this will take some time, but look at how pretty it is, because it kind of looks like hay bales. And I want it to just, I really want to emulate the swoopiness of the, do you know what I mean? Of the rolling. Let's color that. Pitchfork. The windows, again, that same that same pitchforky vibe. Right. There we go. Grant Wood was just, he was just a fascinating figure in American history, that's for sure. And here's the crazy thing. So his degree, he studied painting, right? And he's best known for painting. But he also worked with lithography, ink, charcoal, ceramics, metal, wood, and found objects. What a brilliant... Yes, Tam, I'm absolutely going to finish my artwork on this and then flatten it and then glue it. I'll just trim it down to fit a page in my art journal. Absolutely. I get you, sister. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this so much. No, the printable is available either in the private Facebook group in the file section, the Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott, or it's available on the website in the art printable section. I just love that in his other paintings, how each section of land contained different lines, colors, textures, and I just really wanted to play with both of those concepts. I wanted to play with American Gothic because that's what he's kind of renowned for. There's a giant American Gothic statue. It's got to be in Iowa somewhere. I'm trying to think where. Anyway, whoops. Oh my gosh. I love choosing a color that's just slightly deeper than the one that we painted on. Oh, I'm loving that. But I really want to play with my lettering. I'm feeling like I don't want to fill this one with colored pencil stuff until I've done my lettering. I think I want my lettering to be in here. I know we'll not finish it by the end of class because now we're at 1 hour. 1 hour just goes so fast, doesn't it? I keep thinking, well, maybe 1 hour is too long. and that we should shorten our time together, but gosh, we sure seem to fill it, don't we? You let me know your thoughts on that. If you're feeling like pop-in paint parties are too long, if 1 hour is too long, you let me know your thoughts. Me too, Tam. I really, Thursday's going to be fun too. I'm anxious to finish this or work on it. That's funny, Kath. Thank you. Thank you. So Thursday, we could work a little bit more on this, and then we'll also do some, card creating because I have a new stamp coming out. Well, I think it actually came out yesterday. It debuted yesterday from Unity, and it's called Close Knit Friendship. And it is a yarn heart with 3 hand-lettered sentiments. Super cute! So, I guess I should bid you all adieu. I could just sit here and create with you forever and a day. But I can't blast my music. And I kind of like that. I adore you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And happy birthday, Kath. I hope you have an amazing day. Aunt Mer, I hope that tomorrow is fabulous and that your family treats you right, which I know they will. I know that Trev is up in the Sioux and he's going to be stopping by my mom and dad's house to help them with some, he's being my tech service to help them get a new channel on their TV. Oh, thank you all so much. I adore you to my core. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you Thursday or tomorrow in Stitch Along. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.